What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. We're back with episode 33 of Light of the Asur, our attempts to stabilize the Great Vortex and hold off the misguided forces of good and, of course, the forces of evil. This is actually the second time I've tried to record this. My recording software decided to go on the fritz a little bit tonight, so this is round 2. What we've been doing over the last little bit, we've been preparing for the ritual, and we're only 2 turns away. So it's going to be started this episode for sure. Now, Eileen has come back to us, and we'll give her false protection. Might as well. We'll move her down this way. We're going to move Shinny Yan over to Imperial at very least. I have a feeling that the inner ring is where we're going to have our ritual bases, vortex foci, and of course over here at Tor Yvresse we have Phoenix and Sunshine taking on what's left of the Yvressian forces. They are pretty much done. They're on reserves right now? Yes, they're starting to suffer attrition, so one more turn, they'll be down. We'll give it 2, and as soon as that starts, we'll swing them back in to help secure everything. Over in the northwest, we have abandoned our colonies up here. Kaelra, Harkaldra, and Grand are kind of unimportant right now. We're going to get Phoenix and Fady to start heading back towards Ulthuan. And barring any unforeseen circumstances, they should be able to make it there in time. Down in the waters down here, and there's another dang skull reef. They seem to like popping up. We're going to send Eel down this way and try to sneak past Hexoatl to pick up a couple more skull reefs. Currency is always great. The basic plan is we're going to get set up on our island, and as soon as the ritual begins, we're going to confederate with the Order of Lore Masters. Now, Felindre, we're actually going to get you to come up near Tor Anrock for now. You and Latania, 2 of our inherited lordlings, or ladies, are going to probably secure the western half, while Phoenix and Sunshine secure the eastern, and of course my avatar of Tyrion and Vincat are going to control the south. I'm not too worried about Lothern, because at this point, its garrison is massive, including a moon dragon. So anyone who tries to take that is going to get hurt badly. 3 units of Dragon Princes. 3! And of course, I love Dragon Princes. But let's pass the turn over to the other nations and see what they do. Now, I'm really hoping that Teclis keeps his troops as close to the coast as possible, preferably in the northeastern part of the continent, though one of the Lizardman tribes owns that area. Teclis himself might actually get involved in the ritual, but I'm not too sure. And we may even get some of the new units in on things. We don't have a Handmaiden's Glade, I think that's what it's called, to give us access to the Handmaidens and the Sisters of Avalorn. But Shadow Walkers is pretty much the best archer infantry in the game, my personal opinion. They are only part of a tier 3 barracks, so we have access to them, and they are dang good. Like, they're Illyrian archers on foot that have Vanguard deployment and are really easy to hide. They act just like Illyrian horse archers do, except for their infantry. It's awesome, and they're pretty decent in close combat too. Aelith Anar and his troops are pretty solid. Though we won't get Alariel or Aelith in this playthrough because, well, we've already started and we've already confederated with both Avalorn and Nagaryth. So we don't get them. Which is kind of sad because they would really, really help. And all of the other factions are close to their next ritual, so they... Ooh, and look at that. Nagaryth has started the Ritual of the Unrequited Lover. Don't know exactly what that's all about, but I guess we'll find out on the next turn. Because, yeah. Maybe Phoenix and Fady can actually cause some problems. they might be able to take on one of the cities. It's Nagarond, of course, but 2 other cities are involved. So if they can raise one on the way by, that'll slow the Druchii down just that little bit more. And it will definitely give us a chance to stall them. I'm not too worried about them catching up on the ritual, because let's face it, at this point we're ready to engage our 5th ritual. Well, they're just starting their 4th. So even if they completed it and we waited a couple of turns, and we may do, they aren't going to catch us. I believe we're going to win this campaign on the ritual. Assuming, of course, that nothing goes wrong, and the recording is good, and I don't make a grievous tactical error. Yeah, there's lots that could go wrong, but I got a good feeling. We should be alright. Now, Pirates of Sartosa are a little bit odd. I don't really know what they're going to do for the rest of the campaign. They've been either harassing Ulthuan or going off on their own. They've had such power on the oceans. They've always had at least 2 3/4 full or better army stacks out there. But they haven't really done much with them. Now if they went after like Tor Yvresse and all the Bretonnian lands on the northern part of the Southlands, that would be awesome. But they really haven't. They've just kind of stuck to Sartosa and minded their own business. So there's that. And of course, regardless of what happens, we are getting pretty near the end of this campaign. So I'm gonna guess that we're going to get into our Mortal Empires campaign here pretty quick. Looks like the Hmong are coming after us. It's a little bit outside what I think is good for fighting. We don't really care if Kael'ra or any of these places, except for Grand Falls. So we'll let it get destroyed. It's not really that big a deal. It's just a little bit of cash. And we should make that up when we confederate with the Order of the Lore Masters. Assuming it goes to plan. And of course, because Nagarond has engaged their ritual, here comes the Chaos Forces. They probably got a couple of Hell Cannons in there. Hopefully they go for Nagarond. If they take Nagarond out, that would be awesome. But we can't really say that for sure. Now, we've had Court of the Sea before. It's attrition on the ocean, but we don't really need to worry about it. The extra influence could help us. It's just some raiding. Oh, our magical infusion is done, so our phoenixes are a little bit stronger. As for what we're going for next, let's go with... well, we only have a few turns. We've got pretty much everything that is low. Well, we do have some chariots out, so let's get hardwood construction. That should help out our chariot units. And since the Druchii have started their ritual, now we could engage right now and take them on as they are, but I don't really want to go in half-cocked, so to speak. Let's actually get another unit of White Lions, a unit of Spearmen, and let's make it 2 units of Spearmen on Sunshine's army stack. Help out a little bit. Enthal is a lore master in Latania's army. That should help us out a little bit. So now the good chaplain. Nagarond is right there, but we can't just put to sea right next to it, I don't think. So we'll get into the water over there.
Can I offer assistance?
Fady. I don't know if we can get you... oh, we can get you into the water. And then, Sanina, we're going to have you join up with Fady's army on the next turn. We want to keep these 2 together, because if they get caught, I'd rather them be together. And Hotek's column is right on the way back to Ulthuan. We might make a stopover, given that it's got a small garrison, and raise it. That would be pretty awesome. Knowing our luck, though, the Lizardmen will probably send an intervention force. So let's go in here and see if we can actually confederate with the Lore Masters.
While we discuss your message. Ludicrous.
Okay, so apparently we can't right now, and we're losing reputation with them, so let's spend a little bit of the influence that we've gained. We'll do it a few times, actually. Really get their influence going up, so that we have a better shot of confederating next turn. We'll be able to initiate the ritual, but I don't know if we're going to do it right away.
Our traditions make us strong.
We don't really have much gold offhand. We're going to wait on Tor Yvresse another turn. But let's pull Latania back in a little bit. And Felindre, we'll have you go join her. Elair should be able to pick up this mysterious island next turn, which will definitely help us out. We do have a couple of heroes that haven't moved yet. Shinia needs to still go to Injurial, and we'll put Belanine in her army. Definitely a good thing. And we got Vincat down here. Give you a unit of White Lions. And that's pretty much it for this turn, so let's see what the Druki do. And I completely forgot about Fëanor.
A fool's errand.
It is kind of cool that we are coming up to our 100th episode on the channel. Hard to believe that I've kept my sanity this long. And it is worthwhile to point out too, all of the unit cards and portraits in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen or on the bar at the bottom, they've been upgraded since the Queen and the Crown came out because the handmaidens were added in, and they looked at the units. Their colors more closely match the faction they were assigned to. They always were, but it just seems like they pop out a little bit more, especially in the cases of mages. It was real subtle to begin with, and now it's a little bit better off. I might just be crazy, but that's not unusual, so we're good there. And if we can confederate with Lothern, or not Lothern, we are Lothern. Well, mission accomplished. We've confederated with Lothern. If we can confederate with the Lore Masters, we'll get a bunch of heroes open to us. And we might be able to do something to stall the Lizardmen. Now, I'm pretty sure they have a fairly large bankroll, so we might see some intervention armies when we start our ritual. I'm not too stoked about that. If they're able to send the good intervention armies, they're led by a Carnosaur. So, could be tough. But since they're not enacting their ritual right now, it's just Nagaron that is. Oh, and as I say that, Clan Pestilence starts their ritual, but I think they're one behind, aren't they? Oh, their Chaos forces are all over the place down there. But it looks like they're going to be able to handle them. That's a little disappointing. So now we have to deal with 2 rituals. If I remember correctly, the Skaven were one behind, though, weren't they? They may have caught up. And if we fail to confederate with the Lore Masters, we'll try to confederate with Kothik. Pull Sarah back and have her help defend the inner island. That's really the big thing, though. If all 3 of the places do end up being really, really good ones, we're going to have to defend them hard. And I mean, it is the final ritual. We'll be facing something rather large. Regardless of what we do, in fact. So, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get lucky and Teclis will go hard after the Ratmen. That would be fantastic, and then we don't have to worry about them. So I still haven't really come to a conclusion of which faction we're going to play in the Mortal Empires campaign. There's a lot of extra choices. In this, we can only really play the High Elves, the Dark Elves, Skaven, Lizardmen, or the Tomb Kings. Now, the Tomb Kings are interesting and unique, but I really don't like how their armies work. No upkeep, no real recruitment cost. But their armies are very weak until you start getting the monsters later on. So, it's kind of out there. And I'm not a big fan of Egyptian-themed things in video games. I love Egyptian mythology in the real world. The idea of it, it's interesting. It's a great example of polytheistic belief systems. And they besieged Quran. So we might end up getting a fight there. But I don't think we'll be playing the Tomb Kings. I'm kind of certain I don't want to do another Elven playthrough. Much as I like the High Elves, they were my second army on the tabletop. It's actually funny, 2 of my 3 armies on the tabletop are actually in the Vortex campaign. Them and the Lizardmen. I'd love to go for a Bretonnian playthrough. It does give us access to both male and female Lord level characters, which would work, and male and female hero level characters. So we can get a lot of the 232 in, because, you know, I'm so glad I have you guys around. You guys are awesome. I'm getting up to our 100th episode pretty quick, so that's cool too. Now we get either... Let's actually go with Kothique for this one, because that'll give us extra defense for our infantry units. And the Chill Road is going to have a rebellion. Not too worried about the Chill Road, to be honest. So the first thing we're going to do is take care of Eolair and see if we can sneak him through this area. So there's an extra 1,500 gold.
Journeying on.
See if we can sneak him through. Not too worried if he does or not.
Lord of the Phoenix Court.
Phoenix will get you to head this way, and Fady will stay with you.
What madness is this? I sense items of power.
And Senina is going to try to catch up. She will when you guys get to Hotek's Column. And that's a Norseman lord on a mammoth. If they don't destroy Hotek's Column, we will. So there is that. Now, Latania, we're actually going to get you to come in towards Tor Yvresse, I think. Same with Felindre. You two should stick together. Now let's see if we can get the Lore Masters to confederate with us. They won't, but they want a trade agreement, which, you know what, I'm okay with that. If we can't do that, I wonder what the odds of getting Kothique involved are. 200 gold for them to join the war against Clan Pestilence. It's not even going to affect our rating with them. But when we start the ritual, we might be able to confederate with another one.
Mage of Ulthuan.
So Fëanor, we need you to start heading back towards Ulthuan. We are able to start the ritual. Might be the last thing we do on this episode, or we might wait a turn or two. I mean, Skaven and the Druchii are both there. Don't really have to worry about the Druchii, because we can take care of their ritual. And the Skaven, I'm not so sure about. One thing we definitely have to do is take on Tor Yvresse. So, we'll go in and fight this battle out. Now, I'm not expecting much in the way of the Yvressian defenders. They've only got 313 reserves and some sword masters. But the artillery pieces on their capital are intense. So we'll probably end up seeing a fair number of our elves, unfortunately, die. So the winds of magic here are strong. Let's gamble on 10. And that was a bad idea. But we only have Rana using magic in this.
It shall be done. Orders
All of our other characters do not use magic at all. So let's just group our stuff up, as we normally do. Now, I would be tempted to put our Illyrian archers up front, Can you imagine what would happen if we did that? They would start off pretty much right in the barrels of those artillery pieces. So I think we're actually going to go for this gate here instead of the further one. Which does make sense if you think about it. Get all of our troops lined up. Now I normally don't separate archers as much, but we're going to be moving them pretty much off the bat. And we want to keep them out of the way of the siege towers. So we'll keep them over there. Now Phoenix, we're going to get you right in the middle of our troops to give your leadership to them. Rana, we'll put you there. And our Eagle Claws we'll put right at the edge of this river. And since we don't have any real cavalry, aside from our Illyrian Reavers over there, we're actually going to tighten them up, bring our Eagles in too. We're going to try and use their multi-shot to kill everything on the walls. So we'll start and immediately pause. See what we're up against. And it looks like all their defenses are up on this set of walls. But we only have 2 artillery towers to deal with instead of 4. I wonder if we could destroy one before it gets to it. Probably won't do enough damage. So we'll send our Eagles in to deal with that mage. Send our Illyrian Reavers to pepper those White Lions. Now for our siege towers. Hoping there's 4 slots over here, otherwise we may have accidentally hindered ourselves. So we'll get our siege towers up to the walls. Move our archers up within range. Phoenix, we'll keep you just out of range of their archers, but Rana is going to run up. And that's what I mean about their artillery. Those towers can be just devastating. Now, Sunshine, you're on a dragon. We need to get you close quick. And you don't have much in the way of infantry. Most of it is archers. So we're just going to make a mishmash group, get them close. And then anything that has bows, we'll pretty much do the same and get them close. We need you to double time it, double wing it, and get that dragon of yours in a place where you can start doing some major damage. You do have your Reaver bow. Get you to start shooting off your abilities. And Rana, get you to start casting some spells. The Great Eagle's disrupting them a little bit, and our archers starting to pepper them, along with the artillery. The gate's actually getting damaged by proxy. I think this should go pretty good for us. And we have contact with some siege towers. So Rana, you're going to go up immediately. And we're going to run these 2 units of spearmen up onto the walls. The quicker we can eliminate all of these troops they got up here, the better off we're going to be. Oh, I accidentally canceled your Reaver bow. But that's okay. If we can get you close, you can start breathing on people, and that'll definitely help out. Wow, that gate is just getting peppered, even though it's not a primary target. I'm really hoping we don't hit our own spearmen with this breath. It looks like we hit our own spearmen. Which is a little bit of an oops.
It will be done. Asur Guardian.
However, now that we've pretty much taken the walls, we're going to set you to melee mode and get you to charge in. You are on a dragon. I swear I can English. Go to town, sunshine. What do they have that's still holding out? Oh, that could be it.
Noble lady.
Prince of Ulthuan.
So we'll send you guys both to deal with Ingmir, who's actually on a great eagle.
Asur guardian.
And he apparently has a very powerful bow.
Prince of Ulthuan. Right away. I agree. I never tire.
Now, Phoenix, you got hit a little bit harder than I thought you were going to. I keep forgetting that you have the Bound Fiery Convocation spell. It's actually a really awesome spell, but we don't want to slaughter anyone else. They are fellow elves. They have exactly 110 elves remaining. But that is the end of Yvresse.
You have no right.
Defender of the Ever Queen.
It gave us a definite boost in our fundits. And, Phoenix, you are now on a dragon. Congratulations. And Rana leveled up.
Loyal to a fault.
Let's get Shem's Burning Gaze, so the next level we can get Earth Blood for him.
Protect our
Sunshine. Let's get you a couple of units of Sword Masters. A unit of Silver Helms. I'm really tempted to start our ritual right now, but I don't know where their forces are going to show up. I got a feeling it's going to be on the inner ring. Has been for the last few times. But we do have to see what's going to happen over here first. So I think we're going to give it one more turn. There's an imminent rebellion up at Gron, but Gron's already under attack anyway.
Our defenses will hold. The Asur follow strength.
So we're going to fight this battle and let our little mage Zoltar? That might be the Lord. Not really sure. But we'll fight this one out, get Gron free and clear, because they're going to have a rebellion anyway, and we want their troops to get some strength back. It's not a bad little force.
Orders received.
Few spearmen,
Spearman.
few archers,
Without fail.
a moon dragon,
Noble born.
and Zoltar is indeed the mage. We can definitely go with 24 power. She has Hand of Glory and Apotheosis. Apotheosis? Apotheosis. I always say that wrong.
For duty.
But let's face it, by now you guys are probably not surprised. Oh no, Dre said a word wrong. Welcome to a day that ends in Y. So we're going to try and secure this flank with a hero on our dragon. We'll put our mage in the center. She's going to be buffing our forces anyway. Let's see what they do. Now, it's technically fire, isn't it? Yes. So these trolls should be very, very, very weak to the dragon's breath. And the rest of these trolls enter firing range. No pun intended. Just a happy coincidence.
Ulthuan mage.
Essentially right now it's just shoot first, shoot later, shoot some more, and when you're done shooting at everybody, shoot some more. So we're going to have our dragon drop down on those chariots.
Archers.
Have these archers shoot these marauder horsemen. And now the fun begins.
Scython, hear me.
Understood. As you say, to the fray.
Gonna have to guide our archers a little bit in this. See if we can get our dragon back up in the air so we can get another breath in. It's cooled down now.
Son of Ulthuan.
Come on, start flying! Start flying!
Orders received. Acknowledge.
Not too worried about us in this one.
Power is yours. Lakoi Soraya!
Spearman. Quickly now. It shall be done.
Seem to be doing really good. Sultar might have to become a character in a future playthrough. And those marauders with great weapons have been pretty much trounced.
Spearman. Acknowledge. Apace.
I'm actually really impressed at how well just our straight up spearmen are dealing with these things.
Asurian willing. Ulthuan.
Since the dragon's back up in the air, we can have it breathe again. Time for another round of spellcasting. Looking pretty decent overall.
Setting forth. We away. Loyal. Archers. Loyal. To battle. Loyal. We will obey. For Ulthuan.
I think this is pretty much it for this attacking force. There we go. Gotta love it when it hangs a little bit after a battle. Granted, it's not updating actual characters, it's just the temporary ones. So it still has to calculate all the experience and everything they would have got if they were true characters. I wonder if the garrison will keep its veterancy bonus, though.
The Asur have
We will not
conquered.
bow.
Madness. No.
So Leif Swordsworn, he was pretty much dealt with. And Gron's back on the map. Doing pretty good. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one this week, guys, because we do have a lot that's coming up. And like I said, it's the second time I try to record for this week. It's getting a little bit late. And if I want to get this out to you guys on time, probably a good idea to call it there for this week. So if you like the video, guys, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to be part of the 232, our little community, just hit that subscribe button. And make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video comes out. Could possibly see your name pop up in one of the Let's Plays. Most notably, I will try to get you in, because I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.